Turn our attention to the Iowa Hawkeyes right now. You look at some of their top commits, got a whole bunch of four-star players, and were truly excellent in the state of Iowa. 7 of the top 10 highest-ranked players in the state are staying with Kirk Ferentz, who's finishing up his 25th year as the head coach. And the champion of the West Division for the final time is going to join us in a matter of moments. So let's start off by talking about this Iowa class, because some of the guys they're bringing in are pretty impressive. Alan, we know they do a great job bringing offensive linemen to Iowa. They've got one named Will Nolan, who they went to Illinois to get. What stands out about him?
Yeah, when you talk about the Iowa class, if we don't talk about offensive line and tight ends, we're probably doing something wrong. So I had to do an offensive lineman off the bat. Will Nolan was a nice recruiting win out of the state of Illinois. A really, really good athlete, another guy with a multi-sport background. Plays tackle in high school. I think he's athletic enough to stay there, but versatile enough to move around the line of scrimmage. You see how quickly he gets out to the outside there. Really, really runs and moves extremely well. Blew up a little bit later in his recruitment, and Iowa was able to hang on to him, even though a lot of schools started recruiting him really in the spring leading up to his senior year. Jalen Watson was originally from the state of Michigan, was actually teammates with Michigan State signee Nick Marsh, and then transferred this year to Toledo Central Catholic and had just an outstanding senior season as a wide receiver and as a cornerback. Listed as an athlete, I think he could play receiver. I was going to look at him as a defensive back. And usually if Phil Parker wants to take a guy and turn him into a cornerback, there's a good chance he's going to be pretty good. And Jalen is an outstanding athlete with ball skills. Cam Buffington, this is a guy who I think is one of the sneaky gets in the entire conference. He played 8-man football, but just really an outstanding athlete. Went to Iowa's camp, put up big numbers there. I know they're extremely excited about him. This is a really, really good linebacker class. There are a lot of big, versatile athletes. Cam Buffington is one of the better ones, and I think once he adjusts to the next level, look for him to be a star in Iowa City.
Cody Fox, we wanted to talk about offensive linemen. Here's one for you right here. See him doing a great job of pulling right there. He's playing tackle at this moment, but at 6'4", 275, a guy that maybe will project inside, but powerful at the point of attack, really strong. I love his footwork, being able to get around and find the defender. Not a lot of young guys are able to be on the move and find the people that they need. Hoffman at the tight end position. Again, you talk about a guy that has the opportunity to go up and high point the football at the tight end position, creating matchup problems. You see him on the outside. Don't expect to see him in an Iowa uniform necessarily out there, but doing a great job at it. In the slot position right there, finding a way, is playing, let's get, whoa, one hand catch there, an opportunity to find the crease.
All right, well, I'm definitely jealous of Howard rattling off all the tight ends. So in honor of Iowa and in honor of Michael Burt, I'm picking the tight end, Michael Burt.
There you go.
I'll say this, versatility is his strength. In terms of lining up across the field, similar to Laporta. Lines up everywhere, on the ball, off the ball, in the slot. And what I like is he's effective as a blocker. Good footwork, tight hands. That's one of the things that's harder and takes some more time to develop. But he's got all the makings to be a next great Iowa tight end.
Here's a look at the positional breakdown for the Hawkeyes. Lots of offensive and defensive linemen. I mentioned the West Division champion head coach, Kirk Ferentz, which is what he will be for the last time ever. No one's winning that division anymore. He joins us now to talk about this. Let me talk about last year for a second. You go to the portal and you bring in Cade McNamara. This year in the transfer portal, it was not nearly as heavy. What were the reasons for that?
Probably the main thing, Mike, is our roster. We just don't have much room right now. We didn't have a lot of attrition. We've got more than a handful of guys that had that COVID year available to them. So they're kind of mulling things over, and then a guy or two that are considering the NFL. So, you got a few variables on campus. And, so we just don't have a lot of room right now. We may get active a little bit in the new year. We'll see how things shake out. But last year it was really it benefited our football team. You think about a guy like Nick Jackson, you think about a guy like Rusty Feth join our team, the contributions they made as older guys with great leadership traits. They were really valuable because we lost some outstanding leaders. But, we'll just kind of wait and see what happens right now. We feel pretty good about our roster as it stands. You're always looking to improve if possible, but I don't anticipate a lot of movement, a lot of change.
How does it feel to know that 7 of the 8 highest ranked players in the state of Iowa are staying with you?
That's a good thing, obviously, and from day one, that's always been a priority. Sure, every coach feels that way in their state, and certainly it's important here. I learned several things, I guess, in the 80s. One was that the core of our team, even though we don't have big numbers in our state, it's really kind of the heart and soul of our team starts with players from this state. It means a lot to them to come here. They know the history, understand the program, what it's all about, and they do a really good job of helping share that with the new teammates that come in and guys from out of state. And I was always curious in the 80s during my time here just about the cohesiveness of our team, especially considering, a lot of them came from out of state. They have to because of our population. And I think that's a big part of it. It's just the kind of leaders that our in-state guys tend to be. And so it's always going to be a priority for us to get the best possible guys that we feel fit in the program. And, just really happy about the way that all turned out this year.
Tell me what stands out about one of those in-state kids, linebacker Derek Weiskopf.
Yeah, just saw the clip of Cam on there, and it's interesting. We love this recruiting class of linebackers. I feel like they've been committed to us for like 4 years. I swear to God, they've been on campus a bunch. The crazy thing is all of them are within 60 miles of here. So, they're here a lot. They're in meetings, watching practice, and they all have really good attitudes. Derek's a really good athlete. He's a very good linebacker, good football player, but an outstanding track athlete too, and just a very competitive young guy. All three of them are. But, just really thrilled about him. I think he's got really top-notch ability, top-notch attitude, and anxious to get he and the other two guys on campus here.
What stands out about another in-stater, Brevin Dahl?
Yeah, Brevin's a little different story. He came on the scene a little bit later, if you will. I say later, it's still in their junior years. But we liked him as a football player a year ago, and then he just had a tremendous track year, and then came over to campus a couple times during the spring months, June and during spring practice, and just everything about him we really like, and we're more than confident that he's going to be a really good player. Unfortunately, he was injured this year, so his team did very well. They would have done better with him, certainly, but his team did really well, and just everything about him is it's very impressive. So we're glad he's with us.
What's the quarterback James Rezer like?
Yeah, that's an interesting one too. We don't do a lot of distance recruiting, if you will. Yeah, and mainly the connection there was the fact that Mike Myslinski came from the same high school, really signed off on James, and then everything we saw about James we liked. He's a good quarterback, can throw the football really well, extremely good athlete, really good speed, and just a tremendous young person. Great mom and dad, and when they came up, it was again pretty much just seemed to be a really good fit. So we're very excited about him, and he's had some interest after he committed to us. A couple of people came in and knocked on the door, and he's been great all the way through the process. Appreciate that.
How long have you had your eye on offensive lineman Cody Fox?
Seems like about 10 years. I don't know. His older brother Taylor was with us, and Taylor's a great young man. And then Cody came here, I believe, in 10th grade to camp, and was just a guy who was well beyond his years in terms of the way he played, attitude, just the way he worked during the camp. And we learned a lot about camp, players in camp. But he just had a great attitude, good ability, but a great attitude, and tough-minded guy that works really hard and tries to finish plays. So feel good about that. Certainly knew the family through his older brother Taylor, and that high school was pretty good to us. Robert Gallery went there as well. So it's not a big school, but a school that where they are very well coached in the program, and really excited to have him join us.
Up next for you, January 1st and the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Good luck in that game. Thanks for giving us some of your time, Kirk.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.